So today on Whiteboard Wednesdays, we're talking about an interesting concept that I think could allow you to do your business in a much better way using some tools that are already out there. Tools that really are free. So let's think about this. Let's talk about force multiplier. Right now, I put a little S there, force multipliers, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be utilizing social media to increase our engagement and our exposure to our potential clients. And this is one of the things I wanted to get into today. I just came back from, I'm a little tired today, but I just came back from teaching the entrepreneurship class that I teach. And I'm going to tell you, one of the things that I noticed within the group was the utilization of each other to be force multipliers for their business, right? Now, I don't know if they knew that they were doing that. And this is some of the things that we discussed. But it was really about how can you look around the room and use the wisdom of the room, but also ask questions of everybody in the room whether or not they are someone that could use your services or help your services or sell your services. Maybe they take an affiliate cut, whatever it is, maybe their distribution. The key becomes how can we utilize within our business different things for force multiplication. All right. Now, they say force multiplication. I read this in I don't know, dictionary.com or something like that says it's like a hammer. A hammer is force multiplication for what you're trying to do, and that's drive a nail in, right? It allows you to do something other than your hand in a way that is more effective and more efficient. All right. So we're thinking about that for our own business, right? So on Whiteboard Wednesdays, what we're going to be talking about is the force multiplication of using social media, right? So let's think about this for a minute, right? And I don't profess to be a good chart drawer or anything like that. But what I did was I said, listen, if you're looking at exposure and you start saying, okay, this is where I was before, all right? So I'm right here. It's really, we're not doing a lot. I'm kind of getting stuff out there. It's starting to dip. I was at this level and it's starting to dip a little bit. But then you engage Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram, right? Just those four as force multipliers for your exposure, right? Now, if we could take just that concept, force multiplication is the utilization of a thing to make another thing go more, be more, right? Now, a tip is multiplication, right? Doubles, triples, whatever it is. Force, whatever it is you're trying to do. Now, I think this was originally a military term and how the military used this idea of force multiplication to, win battles and stuff like that. But what we can do here is we can start taking tools from other industries and then asking questions of those tools. So why I wanted to talk about that on Whiteboard Wednesdays, and Whiteboard Wednesdays, we talk about a lot of different things that can help your business be better, okay? Force multiplication. Now, let's take a look at this. So here's your exposure, and you can do that right now with your business. You can ask yourself a question. What is my business? How is my business being exposed now, right? And what is that level? So you can plot this out, right? That is just a really simple plotting. You can plot that out. You can say, well, here it is. I'm reaching 20, 30, 40, 50 people, right? And then you start saying, okay, I'm going to now engage with Twitter. What happened there? Did it do like this? Now, when we see these things, they call them hockey sticks, right? You always want to see that when things go way up. But if you could start saying, this is how my business has performed after the exposure to these different platforms, and for the most part, I'm pretty sure they're free, right? Before you start using the ads and all that kind of stuff. Then you can say, well, this is where I am, and this is what happened. My exposure went from whatever it is, like I say, 20, 30, 40, 50 people to 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people, whatever it is. We start saying, can I use some force multipliers to now bring these levels to an area that I believe that I can now make a big difference in my business, right? Now, one of the other things I want you to see is that by using the concept of force multiplication, then we can apply that to other things. We can apply that to our profits. We can apply that to how many garments you're selling, or if you're selling in the retail space. But the main thing is that we want to take this title here, this principle of force multiplication, and start now applying it to different areas of our business. Does that make sense? So here it is. In this particular case, I'm talking about exposure because I use these: Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest. And you know, each one of those allows you an opportunity to get more exposure, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be developing a strategy to do just that. Now, this becomes the key. What is my strategy before force multiplication? That's why I said before FM. And then what is, based on the strategy, what is the results afterwards, right? And this is what we want to see. We want to see that hockey stick. We want to see that thing go up. So what is your strategy for utilizing Twitter, right? What are you tweeting out? And then what is it, how are you getting people back to your business? Now, you can tweet out a whole bunch of, nothing and just, pure information if you're trying to enter into a particular market or whatever, and people don't know you, so you don't want to start selling them and all that. But if you're saying, hey, look, this is my business, this is what I do, and you're saying, I'm going to now start using Twitter to bring people to my site, bring people to whatever area you're trying to get them to, right? And you say, what is my exposure? Where am I at, right? So you start plotting that out. What happened here? That makes sense? Right, and then you start saying, okay, well, I've got a YouTube strategy. What did that YouTube strategy gain me, right? So you can start plotting that out. Does that make sense? Now you say, well, hey, look, I like YouTube. I like Twitter. What about Pinterest, right? And I'm going to tell you, there is some fantastic things that you can do on Pinterest that starts gaining you exposure, right? Let's plot that out. Now you've got the combination of the three things, right? And you're noticing that things are going up, your exposure rates are going up, and then you're saying to yourself, okay, what would it take to introduce another force multiplier, like buying ads or something, that would increase that potentially, we don't know yet, potentially increase that even more. This is what you're doing free, and you start adding the buy ad space. Now you have the potential to increase, use the force multiplication principle to increase exposure to your business even more. What I want to talk about, why I want to talk about this on Whiteboard Wednesday, is because I don't think a lot of people are using force multipliers. I think we're trying to hoist these businesses up ourselves, right, with the tools that we know. But once we start getting out there and seeing other tools, whether they're things that you pay for or whether it's free, then we have the opportunity to do much more with less. And that's the key. Much more with less. Force multipliers allow you to do that. Okay. Now, here's another one. Instagram, right? Can we plot that out? If that hockey stick keeps going up, we can plot that out. Look at that. We're talking about the exposure. Where is the exposure coming from? Once I started this, Twitter, once I started YouTube, once I started Pinterest, and once I started Instagram. Right? So if you're not already utilizing these platforms and you're noticing that you're right here, just allow the force multipliers to have an effect afterwards. Try those. See what happens. See if you're getting some of that hockey stick effect for your business, for your profits, for the things that matter to you in your business. And when they work, then double down. We're going to add more force multipliers. We'll talk about that on another Whiteboard Wednesday.